So this is the load CVRP file button. We can load the dataset from here. This is a 22 cities dataset where one is depot city and other 21 cities are to be served by the 4 vehicles. And now we will solve it using just considering distances between two nodes. This is the solution we get, where the total distance is 398 km and total cost is 10,990 rupees, and this is the route by route solution. So now I will explain what cost is. Let's go to problem setup tab again. So cost is based on 3 factors. One is terrain, other is traffic, and another is toll tax. So terrain means, by terrain we mean road. So road can be of different types. City, suburban area, or a highway. So obviously highway you can go very fast and it is a better road to travel from, and similarly city is lower, and then again suburban is worst. So then we have the traffic type. It can vary from light, low, that is, then medium traffic and high traffic. So this will affect our fuel factor and what will be the driving time. So that's how it will affect the cost. And then we have the toll tax, so which can vary from what is the distance actually you travel between two nodes. It can be set by your own. So this is how the cost vary from 1 to 2 nodes. So the dataset already have some pre-information, what is the different conditions between different nodes, and we have loaded that. So now we will do a cost-based solution. That's all. So when we do a cost-based solution, we can see that so now if we compare it with the initial solution, we can do that on compare solutions. We can see both the plots here. So this is the plot which is for the minimum distance. We can see the solving method as distances here and the solving method as costs here. So we can see a difference between these two costs. It is 10,502, which is lower than 10,990, but the distance, if you see, it is 398 in this one and 437 in this one. So the distance has increased, but the cost has decreased. So if you look at the individual routes here, if you look at just route 2, you can see the cost here is 3,133 and here it is 3,287. And similarly you can see in route 1 it is 2,901 and 2,648 here. And you can see that here, if you see the route 1, it is the minimum distance route, and here if you see the route 1 in the total in the cost plot, there you see it is very zigzag manner. It clearly looks that this is not the minimum distance route, but then also the cost of these are different here, though it is minimum distance, but the cost is more as compared to this. This may be due to between different nodes there may be much traffic. Here it may not be that, like this, the road condition, and that can vary. So now if we again go to the problem setup tab, now we can try to block some routes as well. So we can have this functionality from where the user can choose to block route between certain node to certain node, and he can also choose to load the blockages already there in the dataset. So if we take these blockages into account and solve this, so now we get another solution where we get the cost as 10,579. And if we see, if you remember from the last plot when we did without blockages, then route 4 was not this big actually now it, due to blockages, it has to travel to 14 first, then to 22, and it has to come like this. But earlier it was a bit more local. Now it is like an overlapping between two clusters which is happening, and that we can see in the compare solutions also. So plot 2 and then plot 3. So if we compare these two cost based nodes with and without blockages, then we can clearly see that route 4, it is traveling a much larger distance as compared to route 4 when we don't have the blockages. And if we compare the cost also, it is 10,502 here and 10,579, and it is increased. And if we compare the distance in kilometers, then it is 437 here and 444 in the second plot. So that is the change which blockages has caused. So now we will try to go on solution tab and block some routes, and if we try to block route 11 to 13, let's see what happens. So because I blocked route 11 to 13, it rerouted in route 1, and it didn't travel from 11 to 13, and it went from 13 to 10th node. And if we see the cost, then it is 2680 here, and which is as compared to 2648. So the cost has increased, and the route is also different in these. It didn't travel by the 11 to 13 node, rather it traveled from 11 to 10. So, and the distance is also different, as we can see. So if we go to the